What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Michael Carpenter is reporting on his Twitter page that Golden Boy Promotions have offered Billy Joe Saunders $7.75 million increased offer. It is to be believed that the first offer was $6 million for Billy Joe Saunders to take on Canelo Alvarez, and he turned that down. He was insulted by that offer. It's widely known that Daniel Jacobs, who fought Canelo Alvarez last year, 2019, for Cinco de Mayo, he made $12 million. And it's also to be believed that Sergey Kovalev, Canelo Alvarez's last opponent that he fought on Mexican Independence Day in September, got $15 million. So Billy Joe Saunders was insulted by $6 million. He said, you offered me half of what Daniel Jacobs had when he was fighting you in a unification fight. I'm fighting you in a unification fight. I'm risking my WBO title. You're risking your WBA regular title, and you making me pay a half of what Daniel Jacobs paid. This is coming from his point of view. You look at who I fought on my resume, and my resume is better than Daniel Jacobs' resume. I'm a world champion. I've beaten Andy Lee. I've beaten Chris Eubanks Jr. I beat David Lemieux. Who Daniel Jacobs beat? His best win is what? Peter Quillen. So he's very insulted by that. But they have increased the offer from 6 to 7.75. We'll see if that's enough. That's still not what Daniel Jacobs made. People saying that Daniel Jacobs wasn't going to get that much, but the zone chipped in and closed the gap when they were negotiating between Matchroom Boxing, who represents Daniel Jacobs, and Canelo Alvarez, and they made up the difference of what Golden Boy was willing to pay and what Daniel Jacobs was seeking to make for that fight. So whatever the case may be, man, bottom line is he got $12 million to fight Canelo Alvarez, and they offered $6 million, the first initial offer, to Billy Joe Saunders to fight Canelo Alvarez. So 7.75, I don't know if that's going to get it done, man, but we'll see what happens, man. One thing we know, though, Billy Joe Saunders not going to get $7.75 million fighting anybody else. He can fight his mandatory, get that out the way. Whoever's the number one guy in the WBO, he's not going to make 3/4 of that. So he's got a tough call, man. But then you look at the market of fighting Canelo Alvarez, he's not making nearby what Jacobs made or what Kovalev made when they fought Canelo. So it's going to be an interesting dilemma for him and his team. But that's the updated version of what's going on, man. They have increased their offer from $6 million to $7.75 million, and it's up to Billy Joe Saunders to agree to it. If not, walk away. Now, it was, I think Eddie Hearn came out, I think it was yesterday, and said that, Billy Joe Saunders was like, man, tell them I don't want it. Let's move on to another opponent. I don't want it. So that just let you know that he was insulted by the initial offer. He didn't really want to have no counter offer or nothing like that. He was so insulted by the first offer, he was just willing to walk away at that point. But Eddie told him, hey, pipe down. It's all about negotiation. They give us an offer, we say no, then we give them a counter offer, and hopefully we'll come to some kind of agreement. But one thing I can say, man, they was talking about just yesterday, this how this thing is, man, call this the Canelo Alvarez saga. Just yesterday, they were saying that Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith was pretty much a done deal. And I was like, man, Callum Smith is not, and nobody know who he is. He hasn't had one significant fight in his whole career, Callum Smith. Who is he beating? He ain't beat nobody. His last fight, who he beat? John Ryder. And a lot of people say he lost that fight. And who the hell is John Ryder is anyway? No shade to him and his family, but nobody know him. Like I said, I just named notable fights on Billy Joe Saunders' resume. He's beaten David Lemieux. He's beaten Chris Eubanks Jr. He beat Andy Lee. He's beaten some notable fighters, man. Callum Smith has fought and beat absolutely nobody. So that would have been a hard sell, him fighting Billy Joe. Him fighting Canelo Alvarez. Callum Smith versus Canelo Alvarez would have been a hard sell. Hard sell in the U.S. Hard sell. The guy's a big super middleweight. Callum Smith, 6'3", and Canelo Alvarez probably around 5'9", so it would have been intriguing when, looking at the face-to-face saying, damn, Canelo fighting the guys that way taller than him, way bigger than him. But the guy just has absolutely no notable wins on his resume. He's undefeated, but he's fought absolutely nobody. And in his last fight, he fought a short guy, John Ryder, and a lot of people said John Ryder beat him. John Ryder's got less skills than Canelo. So just think what Canelo was going to do to him. So I just think Billy Joe Saunders is a much better fight, a much more competitive fight. Billy Joe Saunders got a tricky style, very good boxer, can box, hard to hit, can move. He's got a deceptive power. When he's motivated, when he comes into shape and he trains hard and has a good training camp, he's going to be a problem for Canelo. So that's the fight I want to see, man, based on resume and ability. Just based on just that two, it's a better fight. You know, based on name recognition, it's a better fight also. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires. Just a bit of more news, man, on Bob Arum, man. I did an interview earlier saying that Anthony Joshua and Wilder-Fury2 is going to purse bid. And one of the reasons why was because Pulev didn't want to fight in the UK because he don't think there's a level playing field. Bob Arum mentioned the BBOC, British Board, BBOC, British Board Boxing Commission, BBBC, my bad, British Board Boxing Commission. He's saying it's an unlevel, uneven playing field. And I think he also mentioned, you know, when they were negotiating with Matchroom, they wanted to have a say on the judges and the referee. And Eddie Hearn was having none of that. Eddie Hearn them saying this is basically a Matchroom show. We call all the shots. We're going to pick the referee and we're going to pick the judges. And Bob Arum and Wilder-Fury2 were not comfortable with that. So they want to go to a purse bid because they want to get control of the show. You know, they want to get control of the show. They don't trust Eddie Hearn. They don't trust Matchroom Boxing. They don't trust the British Board Boxing Commission. They don't trust none of that based on what I told you in the earlier video. Dylan White's situation with Oscar Rivas, the shady stuff that was going on in that fight when they didn't let Rivas or his team know that Dylan White had failed the PED test. And they let that fight go ahead. You know, with the glove situation. They agreed on the gloves before the fight, but then right before the fight started, Dylan White put on some new gloves, some other gloves that they didn't agree on, and they didn't get a chance to inspect those gloves. All that stuff was going on in the BBBC. Didn't do anything about it. Eddie Hearn Bob Arum is looking at all this. Like I go back to the Carlos Takam, Anthony Joshua fight. Why did they stop that fight? Carlos Takam was not in any shape, form, or fashion hurt, in trouble, being knocked out, or taking unnecessary damage in that fight, and they stopped it for reasons unknown. Referee jumped in there and stopped it. And right about the time when Carlos Takam was getting his mojo, coming along, landing some shots, and making the fight very difficult for Anthony Joshua. You look at the Anthony Joshua-Joseph Parker fight, how they didn't let no inside fight. And every time the fighters got inside and tried to work inside, the referee came in there and broke it up, knowing that Anthony Joshua is not a great inside fighter. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that was going on. So, I feel Bob Arum and Top Rank want to make sure there's a level playing field. Here we go again. Every time I do a video, they want to Facebook want to send me somebody on Facebook want to send me some information, you know, or whatever. Want to send me a link about something going on Facebook. This is happening pretty much my last 3 or 4 out of 5 videos. But man, back to the this boxing thing. Man, that stuff trips me out, man. The people can't wait. They know I be doing videos, man. They want to send me Facebook requests and all that type of stuff. But anyway, so bottom line is Bob Arum and them are gonna take this thing to purse bid. It's supposed to take place March 3rd. And we'll see what happens, man. Top Rank is gonna try to outbid Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. And don't be surprised, like I said, if they have a third party come in from Istanbul, Turkey. That's where Wilder-Fury2 is from. They've got a promotional company that is from there, but they stationed in New York. They bidded on a fight between Dylan White and Wilder-Fury2 that Wilder-Fury2 ended up winning that bid through them. And after that, Eddie Hearn pulled Dylan White out of that fight because they didn't want to go to Turkey and fight Dylan White. That was supposed to be a IBF eliminator, and the winner of that was going to be the IBF mandatory. So Dylan White pulled out of that one. So it'll be interesting to see if Top Rank and Bob Arum wins that purse bid. Will Eddie Hearn pull Anthony Joshua out of that fight, end up getting stripped of the IBF belt, and then the belts become vacant, and then Pulev will fight the next highest available opponent for the IBF heavyweight title. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what transpires, man. But as we know, when Anthony Joshua, last time he was seen in New York, he was getting beat from pillar to post by Andy Ruiz and quit. So I don't know if Eddie Hearn have a lot of confidence about him coming back to the United States and fighting Wilder-Fury2 if Top Rank wins that purse bid. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires. That's some quick news. One more thing. been a lot of speculation on what Wilder-Fury2 did as far as pay-per-view buys. Michael Combs jumped the gun and wanted to be the first out there and said they did around 800,000 to 850,000 pay-per-view buys. Wrong. Bob Arum just came out and said the pay-per-view buys did 1.2 million. I think Michael Combs just was talking about pay-per-view buys, you know, TV pay-per-view buys, but he didn't count all. he didn't count all the digital pay-per-view buys. You know, your phone and through the you know, the digital streams and stuff like that. When you count all that together, Bob Arum said it did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. So Eddie Hearn come out here trying to clown the pay-per-view buys, saying it did terrible, and all these other people, UK novice boxing fans that really don't know the history of boxing, don't know anything about the ins and outs of boxing, really, coming out here trying to say the fight did horrible and this, that, and the third. You were wrong. Quit jumping the gun. Quit listening to people that don't have really the inside knowledge, and you know, you take their word. You should take their words for a grain of salt, and wait till the official people come out that actually had something to do with the fight. Bob Arum, PBC, people that actually had something to do with the fight, and wait for them to come out with some numbers before you jump the gun like that. But that's just what it is, man. But congratulations to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury for doing 1.2 pay-per-view buys. It was a huge success, and let's get ready for the trilogy, man. It should do similar numbers or better. So we'll see what happens. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I'll holla.